Well, I've been remiss about posting on some of my social media platforms recently. I've been so tied up with doing this world religions class. However, I will make up for that starting today, back on all the different social media where I posted, including Instagram, which I think was one of the ones where I was really remiss. I found a quote I really like for today. It's by Frank Lloyd Wright, the architect. The thing always happens that you really believe in. And the belief in a thing makes it happen. The thing always happens that you really believe in, and the belief is the thing that makes it happen. Frank Lloyd Wright. Well, that's pretty cool. And here is Reverend Christine Green. The first quote may seem a little bit odd. Whole title is Bring Your Awareness Back to Love. And the first quote, at first, it's kind of hanging in there without any guide rails. It's by Shel Silverstein, who was a cartoonist. I think he was a playwright. I think he was best known as a children's author. So here we are. I cannot go to school today, said little Peggy Ann McKay. I have the measles and the mumps and a gash, a rash and purple bumps. My mouth is wet, my throat is dry. I'm going blind in my right eye. So that seems pretty negative, right? Well, it doesn't seem negative. It is negative. But there's a reason for it. Ernest Holmes says, I live in an eternal now, which is filled with good alone. Goodness and beauty follow me. Peace and joy accompany me. Happiness and wholeness fill my entire being with the realization of love and perfection. And to me, that's got shades of the 24th Psalm. And this is Reverend Christine Green. As I was preparing for an overseas vacation, I noticed I was not feeling well. I could feel a sore throat, headache, and extreme fatigue coming on. I started to panic and imagined all the things I would have to do to cancel plans. I gathered my cold medicine remedies, just in case my worst fears came to pass. I called my spiritual mentor and asked for an emergency session. This is a good reminder that if you have a prayer partner or you have a practitioner or someone who prays for you and you get in a situation like this, use them. She reminded me that I was in alignment with God's wholeness, and she assured me that I could let go of my worries. 2 days later, as I headed for the airport, I noticed my symptoms had disappeared. I stayed healthy, and I had a great trip. This was not a one-time event. My pattern of anxiety and fear often show up in my body. In his book, The Placebo Effect, Joe Dispenza writes that we are creatures of habit. Quote, thinking the same thoughts leads us to make the same choices. Making the same choices leads to demonstrating the same behaviors. Unquote. Thought, choice, demonstration, right? Those behaviors create the experiences, the emotions, and the thoughts that result in our reality. I began the practice of checking in regularly with my body, identifying any tension, any pain, any resistance. I send love to those areas and I see them surrounded by light. As I did inner work, I discovered I had anxiety about traveling and having so many details to attend to. As I realized my need to have everything be perfect before I left, I was able to relax. Now, when I notice my mind feeling anxious, I remember to breathe and bring my mind back to the present moment and bring my awareness back to love. I found one thing that if there's a lot of stuff going on and you simply decide, I'm going to be in this moment right now, nothing else. Yeah, there's all this stuff going on. It could happen, it couldn't happen, who knows. But if you bring your awareness back to the present moment and just be still and present within your body and your mind, then it's amazing how things start to clear up. But most importantly, how you start to feel. As they're saying, how you feel and how you think affects what happens to you. So when you start feeling better, well, guess what happens? Good things start happening. So that's really the message today. And it ties right in with Frank Lloyd Wright, correct? The thing always happens that you really believe in. Any belief in a thing makes it happen. And remember, belief is thought plus feeling. Thought plus feeling. Belief is thought plus feeling. So there you are. That, my friends, is all I have for you for today. Tomorrow, my wonderful colleague, Reverend Lisa Ryan, will be back about 9:15. Tomorrow or Thursday, practitioner Danielle Johnson will be doing her midweek meditation. I'll be back hopefully about 5 tomorrow evening. And with that, I would just wish all of you a wonderful rest of the day. And I am knowing that you truly believe in the goodness in life, and you expect the goodness in life, and the goodness in life happens to you. And so it is. Namaste.